Hey guys, so I know the lighting is horrible in here, but as promised, just going to do my little thought for the day about personal development and what I've learned today. Today my Bible reading that I read was Psalms chapter 6 through 19. And I read a little bit more tonight than I normally do, just looking for some guidance and some peace about some things that I went through today. And I come across these verses, Psalms 19, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. And my situation today was just one of those times whenever you realize that you have failed in an area so much and you're like wondering if you're ever going to change in that area. Being completely transparent. One thing that I have been guilty of doing is if somebody upsets me or offends me, instead of going to that person and talking it over, a lot of times it's easier for me to just distance myself from that person. Because, we don't like being hurt. We don't want to be hurt again. But, I'm growing and coming to realize that sometimes that person may have done something that we don't even, or they didn't even realize that they did. So just going to that person. But then in my book that I'm reading, the same book that I told you about, Developing the Leader Within You, there it is, by John C. Maxwell. This was in my reading today. This is on page 108 in the book. It says, a principle within my organization is always take the high road. This principle means that whenever there is debate, question, tension, or confrontation between staff and people, I always expect my staff to give the benefit of the doubt to others. This principle is for everyone in my organization at all times. It may have nothing to do with an operational procedure that concerns machines and paper, but it has everything to do with people. And so, just continue reading. It talks about that you have got to think always the best of other people, that they didn't mean to do it in that manner, that they didn't mean to hurt your feelings, they didn't intentionally hurt your feelings, they didn't mean to hurt you, whatever it may be. And so often we're guilty of just assuming that people want to hurt us, or they want to get at us, or they want to pay us back, or they're putting us down, or whatever. And that may be not in that person's heart at all. That's just our assumptions. So always taking the high road, meaning always give the benefit of the doubt to others. So if you catch yourself getting into that, for example, somebody was accusing me of this. Well, did they really accuse you of something, or was it you thinking that what they were doing was in some way towards you? Or, you see what I'm saying? It can be such a slippery slope. So always taking a high road, always assuming that they were not out to get you. They weren't, trying to put you down. They weren't making fun of you. I can see that's going to be a really big game changer. That makes your relationships not so superficial. Because you can't have friendships if you're always assuming that everybody around you is out to get you or out to hurt you or whatever it is. So, that's my thought for the day. I told you I would share a little bit of something on my growth journey. I want people to see that I'm real. I'm just like everybody else. I have struggles, things that I have to deal with. But in the end, I want for people to see that you can overcome whatever those problems are and become stronger. So, again, I encourage you to get this book, Developing the Leader Within You. It's got some really great stuff about thoughts and thought processes and mindsets. And encourage you to grow too. Whatever it is that bothers you, if you can see a pattern that's not healthy, take time to assess it and correct it. So, alright guys, have a good night.